Okay, another kind of popular raw vegan dish. Not strictly raw vegan, but basis. Is eating more raw food, good for you. Cauliflower, it's the cauliflower couscous. So same thing I do with cauliflower rice. I chop it up, pulse it in the food processor until it resembles couscous. Like this one's really flexible, you kind of throw whatever you want in there. I like some chipotle, I like almonds and cauliflower go good. Bit of red onion, some pickled ginger is really nice in there, and a whole lot of herbs, some dried fruit. I'm going to probably use some apricots, cranberries, crystallized ginger. Yeah, let's get to it. So the cauliflower, I just go straight in under there. Kind of get out this main stalky bit. Break it up, get rid of some of these stalky bits too. And that can go in there. So when you're thinking about what you're going to put in your version of raw couscous, kind of either think Asian and go that flavour with it, or think Mediterranean, go that flavour. You can use sun-dried tomatoes, olives, yeah, any nuts, seeds that you like. Experiment with different flavour profiles. Well, there we go, I sound like a chef talking like that. Don't overload your food processor. Resembles couscous. So dare you to tell me that doesn't look like couscous if you didn't know that it was cauliflower. It's about 2 heads of cauliflower. And what I'm going to do now is add a whole lot of salt and pepper and some oil. So salt, good grind of black pepper, some good quality, use nice olive oil here, not that cheap stuff. A little bit more olive oil, another glug and a half. So if you like to measure, I'd say maybe 50 mils of olive oil for 2 heads of cauliflower. So it's just a preference. Taste, 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 taste. Don't work with recipes, work with your head, work with what you like. Just in case you haven't had a lesson on cutting a red onion or dicing an onion. Take the top off it, then cut it in half, makes it easier to peel. And for couscous we want nice fine dice, so I'm going to go for about 5 cuts horizontally. And maybe 6 or 7 vertically. We stop there because that's what's held it together. We can use that for stock, or can go in the compost. Now it's starting to look like couscous. Some dried cranberries and some dried apricots. I'm going to chop them up really fine so you don't quite know what you're eating, you're just getting this nice chewy sweetness, which I find really good in couscous. You don't need a whole lot. This is for 2 whole cauliflower heads, and let's say half a cup of each, and get my chop on. So apricots, I try and go through them lengthwise first. I'll try and turn them around, I can go through them the other way and I end up with nice little squares, nice little brunoise if I want to try and talk French and like a chef. Couscous. Are you thinking flavour profiles yet? What are you thinking? So that's already looking pretty fun, isn't it? Think about that with a whole lot of greens in there. A bit of a chipotle freak. find it adds a really nice flavour profile. I love the smokiness of the heat, and I always, whenever I'm making a dish, I end up going Thai. I end up thinking about salty, sweet, sour and spicy and the balance of those flavours in here. So I've got some sweet in here, I've got some salty, you saw me with some salt earlier, and some sour. I'm going to add some sort of vinegar, lemon juice, something like that. And I'm just going to take the top off both of these, get rid of that, and I'm going to open them up and get out the seeds. I kind of just slit down one side and they open up in half. Just run the seeds out with my knife. Don't need to get them all, and if you're a heat freak, leave them in there. Again, in this dish, the kind of finer the better you can get these. Line them up on top of each other and run your knife through really fine. Really as fine a julienne as you can. Making sure your blade cuts right through. Sometimes there's a skin that likes to hold it all together. And turn it and go through the other way, and you can end up with tiny little squares. I'm going to go for some pickled ginger too. Intense flavour. Oh no, I'm going to say it. This dish is going to be like an explosion of flavours in your mouth. What other awful description can we come up with? It's going to be a party in your mouth. So we've got a nice hue of pinks and reds in there already. There's going to be a whole lot of greens on the white. Oh, this is going to be goodness. These are going to go in tomorrow, don't want them to get soggy. Could toast them off if you wanted to, there'll be more flavour, but don't need to. Here's a chefy trick. Lemon, palm, juice it into your palm. All the juice runs through. And the pips get caught in your palm.